Okay, so we're going to start now, and first of all, I want to thank all of you guys for attending this session. I hope it's the first day of the show for us, and we are really excited for the show. And we have a really exciting and interesting session planned out today. And we have two very important people from CBS, Heather Doyle and David Hadley. And the objective of or the topic of the session today is to find out how Black Rock, CBS Black Rock, is using a DVR on steroids to really improve their processes. So a little bit about the two speakers we have. Heather, she's the director of CBS Black Rock, and she leads the team over there. And she has been with CBS for 17 years. For 17 years now, in various departments of CBS. One thing that Heather is really interested in is using new technology to always improve their processes. And we have David Hadley. David is a tech guy. He's a technical director at CBS Black Rock. He comes from a very strong technical background. David has been with CBS for the last, since 1989. Yeah, so for a long time. So he knows, everything about CBS Black Rock. He has worked with CBS Sports and like different divisions in CBS. And the objective of the session, or what we want to learn in this session, is why CBS Black Rock needed a better way to record, clip, and share TV content. We'll talk about what technology they actually selected for this task. And finally, we will talk about how the whole process improved their workflow, pretty much. So, some of you guys may actually know about CBS Black Rock, but there may be others who don't know what that is. So, Heather, what's CBS Black Rock?
For us, it's the internal AV department at CBS. So we are located in our headquarters building and service all of a number of departments that are inside our building, as well as other departments around the city, across the country, divisions all over the place.
Okay, so you guys are the central organization which service pretty much all the other departments at CBS. What are the different teams that you guys work with?
Within our building, there's our affiliate relations department, our network sales department, promos and marketing, Outernet, which is one of our areas, certainly sports. Did I get all those on there? Yes, I did. So we service all of those departments within our own building.
Okay, so David, what do these guys want from you? I know that they request clips, but what do they want to do with those clips? What's their purpose for the clips?
They want to do pretty much whatever they want to do with them. It's a bunch of different things. They might want to share with a client. They may want to put a presentation together and have different clips built that are there for air checks, there's a million things.
Right. So, let's take, sorry about the audio troubles, it always happens. So in terms of, let's take sales for an example, what's their use case for clips?
For example, we just had, since we're in the NFL, on Monday, sales is particularly interested in how their advertisers looked at certain games, different sponsored elements, and we could walk in on Monday and get a number of emails with, 20 requests for certain clips, and SnapStream makes it extremely easy to find those places within the various games and send them quickly and easily to our internal clients.
Right. Okay. And I know that, for example, the sports guys, they may want to push content onto Twitter or Facebook. what about what's affiliate relations and what do they do?
You want to talk about affiliate relations? Thank you.
I'm not really sure what the relations is used for. A lot of times people will ask for things after the fact, so we try and be the hero too. We record most of the 4 networks, and then a lot of times after the fact, somebody will come in and want, hey, did you guys happen to record this? We could really use a clip of this because we need to demonstrate something.
Right.
So,
okay. Yeah. So yeah, exactly. So how do you guys? I mean, back in the day, before you guys actually did this modernization and went with SnapStream, what was your setup like? How did you guys service these customers back in the day?
Well, at that point, we really couldn't anticipate people's needs ahead of time because we really didn't have the capacity to do it.
Right.
We had racks and racks of originally VHS machines, and then those moved to DVD VHS machines, and we really just had to go by the requests ahead of time. Everything had to be set manually, and from one machine we would really get one record.
And that's if the timer worked. I mean, we certainly walked in after the weekend and found that maybe everything wasn't there.
Right.
Well, and especially with DVDs recording directly to that, it wasn't the timer as much as it may have been the media or something like that, which just wouldn't work right. One little bad segment in a disc and the whole record is broken.
Right. Yeah, and I mean, looking at this picture, I mean, I see a lot of consumer technology in an enterprise environment, and you guys are not alone in that. I mean, I've gone into multiple organizations, enterprises, and I see TiVos, powering their recording solution. TiVos are, and I mean, they are a consumer product, right? So you build your systems on consumer technology, and it's not going to be reliable, right? So what were some of the other issues that you guys had with the setup that you had back in the day? Like, did it take a lot of time? Or?
Yeah, it would take, on a Friday to set up for the weekend, it could take 3 or 4 hours.
Oh yeah.
Of just 2 people sitting there setting machines, double checking them. Anyone who's ever tried to set their home VCR knows, it seems like it's simple, but all you have to do is miss one little step and you get the wrong thing recorded. And so everything would be set, double check, triple check, and we'd still have problems. And you can't even start your records until you're done with whatever work you've done for the week in those machines. So that was, it took a long time, and it took a lot of planning as well.
Right. Yeah. And, we have a saying that, it normally takes a small army of people to actually record a few shows. And, especially if you are recording things 24/7. I mean, during office times, sure, I mean, you could go down to the recording room and click a button, but, what about weekends? Like, events, most of the major events, some of the major events happen during the weekends, right? So, how did you guys handle that?
Back then or now?
Back then, yeah.
Back then, sometimes we'd have to have people come in because if you had a lot of events on a Saturday, for example, like during the NCAA basketball tournament, somebody would have to come in on Sunday morning, take everything out that was recorded on Saturday, and reset for Sunday. Differently to now, at least you can make those records set ahead of time. You can change things if a channel changes, timing changes on something. You can just log in from home now and do it.
Right.
It took split-second timing also, because you don't have a lot of time to clear out the machines and get them turned around for the next event. So you want to be thorough, you want to check everything, but at the same time, you got to get the next stuff going.
Right.
You'd go in and it would be like 2.5 hours of frenzy doing that kind of stuff. So it's nice to see those days that come by.
Right. So this is a good segue to talk about what CBS Black Rock have right now. So what they have right now is SnapStream. So SnapStream is it's an enterprise-grade DVR, and it's enterprise-grade through and through. It's got fault-tolerant hard drives, dual power supplies. It's network attached, and you can record up to 10 channels on a single SnapStream box. So a single 3U server can record 10 HD channels. It has storage built in, and if you want to record more than 10 channels, you can cluster different SnapStreams together, and you can record 10, 20, 15. We have customers like the Daily Show who record upwards of 50 channels on a single SnapStream cluster. And reliably recording things is only part of it. We also have closed captioning and program guide based search built in. So if you are looking for a mention of Obama or something, rather than going through hours and hours of video, you could just type it in, the keyword that you are looking for, and SnapStream will give you all the mentions of that word. You can click on it and it takes you directly to that mention. So that's recording and searching. Once you record it, search it, and find what you're looking for, you can then clip it out. We have clipping tools built in the interface, and you can create a clip, you could download it, you could transcode it, you could play it out to your edit workstation, or you could cloud share it with external parties outside of your organization. We also have a bunch of other cool features like fully featured API. So if you already have systems in place, and you already have user interfaces that you want to use, SnapStream can be integrated with your existing legacy systems through the API. And one of the new cool features, we'll get into it in a little bit, that we've added is the social toolkit, the ability to integrate the system. And we'll get to that in a little bit. But this is a picture of your setup right now. So talk us through a little bit about what you guys have right now.
All right, well, I'd like to start out with what we started with. If you look the picture all the way to your right, the little blue box in the corner, that was our first SnapStream. That's a standard definition unit that handles 10 channels. That box came in on a Tuesday before the first weekend of the NCAA championship started. We unboxed it, spun it up, and by Thursday morning, we were recording. We did the entire championship. I don't think we...
Well, the first weekend, so 64 games.
Right. We did the entire weekend. I don't think we blew one thing, and it was incredible. It completely changed the way we did things. We were still, at that point, doing our DVD burns, but it was an amazing difference instantly, and literally with one day of learning curve. I mean, it's very simple.
Right.
If you can read, you can record on this thing. So we started with that little box, and you can see we've got a rack of tuners at this point, just to the left of that. At that point, we were just recording off our in-house feeds, which had all the games on them. Over time, we've now expanded, so we have 2 more HD SnapStreams clustered in with that, which is, you can see all the way to the left. And those have the ability, as does the SD box, which doesn't get used very much anymore, to control the DirecTV and Time Warner tuners to set the channels you need to do a record, just like a standalone TiVo would have done back in the day. It's been very reliable, and it was really easy to stand up. That's it.
Right. So that's a good point. Like SnapStream can record from a variety of inputs. So you could plug in your in-house cable to it. You could record over the air. You could record from ASI, and you can now record from IP as well. So if your existing infrastructure is all IP, we could directly plug into that and start recording from there. So another cool thing is you guys already also have a few transport nodes, right?
We have 2 of those in the shows please know.
Right. So the recording is only part of it. We also have dedicated transcoding nodes and HDSDI playout nodes. So depending on how you want to set it up, you could build a cluster with X number of recording nodes, being fed in-house and IP and over the air. You can mix and match. You could plug in transcoding nodes based on whatever workflow that you have in mind. So the clusterability is a huge thing. How many channels do you guys record now?
I think we're at 19 right now, and we're talking about expanding some more.
Right. what do you guys normally record on those 19 channels?
What do we normally record?
Yeah.
Certainly all of our nationally aired shows. We record, obviously, the competition depending on who needs it. Our sports programming is huge. Also, CBS Sports Network, anything that CBS owns, Showtime. Primarily our own content, but certainly other content as well.
Competitors as well as working.
Yes.
Right. Yeah, and that's a good point. Like, I mean, you may only have like 3 or 4 channels in-house under your umbrella, but I mean, the marketing guys may want to look at what the competitors are doing. The news folks may want to know how the other channels are doing the news. So, when you look at it, it's not only your 3 channels that you really care about, it's like 10 channels, with 7 competitor channels in the mix. So SnapStream gives you the ability to like record all of that stuff in a single box. So how long do you keep your content?
I say most of our content gets kept for a couple of weeks. We don't like to archive on the SnapStream if we can help it. There is certainly some things that have been archived on there that we'd like weren't, but different users like to hold on to some stuff. There's always a couple of back rats. So we like to let the content just expire as the box fills up for the most part. You can lock what you need to hold on to. It depends, I went in the other day just to check a couple things, and we had quite a bit of content that was 2 months old.
Right.
So it just really depends.
Right. Yeah. And again, it really depends on how you want to use it. So, you guys have a fast turnaround, so you only care about the latest stuff. But the Colbert Report and the John Oliver Show and the Daily Show, they care about archiving stuff from like 2007 to 2008, right? So when Obama, says something now, they want the ability to go back to 2008 and see and look at what Obama said back in the day. So the Daily Show, for example, they have petabyte scale archive of TV content. They actually have, I think, everything that aired on major networks since 2005, if I'm not mistaken. So that's, and everything is on SnapStream, like all the searches is done on SnapStream. So SnapStream can be your media archive. So now, in terms of like searching stuff, how do you guys find what you're looking for?
Well, I'd say that the search function for us is really secondary. We'll use it a little bit to maybe find a segment in the program if somebody's looking for a certain, sometimes in a news program there's little sponsored segments. So maybe somebody needs to pull a bunch of those. So we'll use the caption search for that. Most of what we do, we just provide a bunch of, here's what you asked for, here it is. Or we'll go in and look for things. So the search for us really is kind of secondary, but it certainly gets used a lot. I like to use it myself just because it's got times noted in it as well. So as you scroll down, you can just click it anywhere and say where you are in the broadcast, and it goes right to that frame.
You get a whole transcript of the show on a window to your right as you're watching the video, so it really helps you match up when you're looking for a clip and maybe you're not so familiar with the show. It certainly does help make sure that you have the right video that you're sending.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, as Heather said, we have a transcript, like a real-time scrolling transcript, which is clickable. So you could scroll down the transcript and see something interesting. You click on it, and the video will sync or jump to that point. So you could do the search, you could do manual scrubbing, or you could use the transcript-based scrubbing. So basically, you could do it whichever way you want to do it, pretty much. Okay, so once you guys find something, let's say you created a clip, how do you get that clip out to your users? What's your workflow for getting stuff out to your users?
Typically we'll email a link to them that all they have to do, you don't have to know how to do anything except click on the link and then it launches in your browser, or we've sent it to people on their mobile devices. you can access it so easily with the link from the email. It's perfect.
Right.
Also, our editors typically will access things through the SDI node, so they'll find what content they want, and they can actually ingest right into their edit stations. SDI, the quality is very good, so they can ingest things that way. We can also export right from the SnapStream into our Vantage and flip to whatever flavor video we need. Doing that, that's a transcoding box. Really, we keep finding new ways of getting the content out of SnapStream. But you know, it's a file, so once it's a file, you can kind of do anything you want with it.
Right. Yeah. I actually heard a funny story about whenever a CBS executive does an interview on CNBC or Bloomberg, by the time that he gets into his car to come back to the office, he already has. You guys have already shared the interview with him. So that must be like a huge brownie point.
Oh yeah, it kind of makes us look like the heroes that, somebody's scrambling to see if they can get it off whoever broadcast the interview, and can they get that, and, we have it like within, if it took as much as 5 minutes to get it to them, I'd be surprised once the interview ended.
Right. So the feature that, Heather is talking about there is cloud sharing. We have, sharing content over email is a little bit of a difficult task, right? You're talking about different file types and players and compatibility. So what we've done is, we have a built-in cloud sharing mechanism where you press a button and you give an email address, and SnapStream will transcode the clip, put it onto an Amazon cloud player, and then it will email out a link to the location. So you are playing it on the cloud, so you don't have to worry about compatibility. It works on Blackberries, Apples, Androids, iPads. We even tested it on our CEO's Tesla car. The Tesla has a giant display, and it actually works on that as well. So just saying, if you guys need to share something with a Tesla user, you could do it.
Good to know.
Yeah. So one thing that you mentioned was social. Tell us a little bit about how you guys use SnapStream in that context.
So this has been a pretty new use case for us. It's a fairly new feature of the SnapStream. We found out about it before it was released, and we had a little demo from SnapStream. We brought the social media folks in from sports because we knew that they were the ones that needed the most immediate access. And they loved what they saw. So while the show is still recording, and you can really watch a show almost in real time, just like you could on a TV. They have the ability to tweet out right from the SnapStream interface itself to any of their Twitter accounts, clips from the show, JPEGs from the show. I hear we're getting
animated
GIFs
yeah.
are coming. So something can happen on a sports broadcast, and these guys literally can have it up on their Twitter feed in 10 seconds. Just can get that feed that quickly. It's big. You can see the ones that get retweeted a lot. They're tweeting it back out to the rest of their friends. This big thing happened.
Right. Yeah. So that's absolutely correct. Like some of the time, for pre-recorded shows, you already have the content, but for live shows like sports or major events, you can't wait till like a producer, creates a clip and sends it to you, and then you put it on Twitter. On Twitter, it's instant. Like if you are the first person to get the content onto Twitter, that's what people will be retweeting. That's what is getting retweeted and favorited. So being first to Twitter is a huge deal. This screenshot that we are seeing is from the Patriots game, where they had both the offense and the defense at the same time, and they tried to trip up the Broncos doing that. So the CBS NFL on CBS, one of your Twitter accounts, they got the JPEG out instantly, and it instantly got 2,000 retweets, which is like a huge deal when it comes to social. So again, that's a new use case and a new feature. And we have a brand new feature with the Twitter sidebar where you can actually see what people are tweeting about that show. So you can fire up Big Bang Theory, and if Sheldon does something really crazy and Twitter blows up, you can see all those tweets happening in real time, and you can engage those people with content in real time. So that's the new feature that we have. So
can I just say one thing? So this feature rolled out. The sports department, social media, it's the social media part of the sports department, tried it out one weekend, and by the next weekend, it was a must-have for them. Like,
right.
This changed the way they do all of their tweeting. I don't want to speak for them, but I just see how the use is. They can't do without it now. Like, it was instant. It didn't take, well, let's use this a little bit, and it grew and it grew. I mean, it was the next weekend, it was, here's how we're doing this from now on. So that was, it gave us another huge customer. And that's how we're looking at all this stuff. It's all clients to us.
Right.
And they've never used SnapStream before, so to roll out a feature like that to people who don't even know about the equipment, obviously it was easy for them to use.
Right. Yeah. So, that brings us to the, we are getting to the end of the presentation. So, how has SnapStream helped you guys to sort of like up your game? What's been the feedback that you've gotten so far?
I think that we can do a lot more for our internal clients because it's so easy to use. It's so easy to set records, to change records, to extend records, and certainly the clipping feature, I would say, is as important to us as just the straight records because it allows us to let the editors that we have concentrate on larger projects, and any number of people within our group can make these clips and send them out, and you can get 50 requests in a day for clips, and they're very easy to get out.
Right.
I think also, there's a lot of people in our organization now that need us to do this, and they rely on it on a regular basis. So, the more you're needed by, the rest of your organization, the better it is for you, So I feel there's some job security there individually as well as for the whole department. And it's something that we can continue to grow. We're talking about adding maybe another box to do more reports and offer that out to other parts of the business.
It's also the quality of the video as well, because other people will send us a link and say, do you have this in a higher quality because of wherever they've downloaded it off the internet. If we're taking it off the SnapStream, we do have a better quality than they do.
Right. Yeah, so for us, the use cases continue to grow. There's more that I have in my mind that I haven't been able to really go after yet, because there's only so much you can do at once. But I can see a number of more use cases coming up, and more clients that we'll be able to bring into the fold.
Okay, perfect. So, that's really awesome for us at SnapStream to hear that you guys depend on this and you guys really like SnapStream. So that's pretty much all we've got. I want to thank Heather and David to taking the time and coming here and sharing their experiences about CBS Black Rock and what they do over there. So a big round of applause. I also want to thank all of you guys to coming to the session. I hope you guys learned something new today about SnapStream, about CBS Black Rock, and we are at booth 755. It's on your left, go down. We have demo systems there. If you guys want to come in and take a look at the actual interface, if you guys want to play around in the system, we have it over there. Heather and David will be there for a little time. We have to clear out for the next session, so we will be moving out, but they will be there for the next 10-15 minutes. And if you guys have any questions, please drop in, and we would love to have you here. So thank you again.